Hey folks, well this is your companion video for the 72-hour go bag, creating your own go bag document and list of kit items that are considered pretty universally to be the items that are needed in a 72-hour go bag. A bag that sustains you for 72 hours and sustains your life just from what is in that bag alone. So I've printed out the kit list itself. It came out to 6 pages, and we're just going to kind of go through. I'm going to read off the initial little blurb, and then we're going to go through the list and check everything off. I'm going to show you that all 50 mandatory items are able to fit into a bag like this, and this is just a 25-liter bag. It's really not that much bigger than an average backpack. It just has some additional storage capabilities, like up here for your bedroll, and then these side pockets, which are big enough to fit a 32-ounce Nalgene bottle. So yeah, we're gonna open it up. I'm gonna lay everything out on this table and show you what is inside of here, and you'll see some examples of items that you can get from this list. This is Survive Moto, bringing you content from the homeless leftist survivalist perspective. Subscribe to learn with me and grow in an empowered community capable of saving ourselves and protecting life through disaster, turmoil, and collapse. This list just shows you product recommendations with clickable links to the product. You're going to get information in on Amazon. You're going to get the information like the description, the features, and you're going to get really detailed reviews along with a sort of a price range that you should be able to expect to have to pay in order to get products that are considered by the survival and bushcraft community at large to be both low cost and high quality. Things that are going to serve you well in a survival situation. And so that's what makes this list unique. I hope that you get a lot of ideas from this, and hopefully it gets you started on your journey. Let's go ahead and read the initial section, and then we'll dive into the list itself and get into the bag as well. All right, so in case you don't have the document printed out in front of you, I'm just going to read through this first section to kind of break down what this is all about, so you kind of know what you're looking at when we get into what is inside of this go bag. 72-hour go bag, creating your own go bag. The purpose of a go bag is simply to allow you to survive while traveling without a vehicle for up to 3 days. Any dependents traveling with you will only need to carry their own clothes, bedding, water, food, and personal needs items, with the go bag functioning as your survival toolbox. Emergency events can cause traffic jams, panic, and conflict, as well as triggering stricter state authorities. Because your complete kit covers all of your basic needs, your priority can stay focused on making the best strategic choice for where to go during an emergency. Keep your go bags hidden in the place you are most likely to need it, such as in your car, garage, a partner's house, etc. Your go bag's base survival kit is configured using the 5 C's of survivability. The additional categories of kit, including clothes, water, food, medical, electronics, self-defense, tools, navigation, and other, are what qualify this as a 72-hour emergency go bag. Included in the comprehensive list below are your mandatory kit items, some additional helpful items, suggestions for household variety solutions or do-it-yourself solutions, and links to products known to be both cost-effective and of good quality, good enough quality to buy used. Out of 88 total items on the list, only 50 are mandatory for survival, 20 of which you will find household substitutes listed for you. You should compile what you have on hand now and slowly but steadily work at making or purchasing the recommended version of each item, starting with items marked in orange as mandatory, also prioritizing the 5 C's. The cost of a pre-made go bag from most companies who do not use gimmicky products, for reference, starts around $400. Do not recommend buying pre-made go bags or bug out bags on Amazon. They are gimmicky. Let's take a look at the next 2 sections, and then we'll get into the list. The physical copy. Okay, the video, well, that's in production now. Our visual key, orange highlighted items on the list are considered mandatory, considered universally mandatory by people who have written books about this and by the billion YouTube video makers that have made really in-depth videos about this. Pink highlighted items are indicated to be a DIY tutorial. So both of these, you can click on them and you're going to get either a product page or a YouTube video with a DIY do-it-yourself tutorial to make it easier for you to afford to be able to put all this together. Yeah, so real quick, just the top of the list here. As I said, the kit breaks into a bunch of different categories, but the main category is the 5 C's, the 5 C's of survivability. And so the first category is cutting tools under the 5 C's of survivability. You're going to see there's a mandatory item there, the belt knife, and then a sort of a brief description of what is needed in as far as the qualities of the product. And then you're going to get a household substitute. So in this case, a medium-sized stout kitchen knife, or like a butcher knife. And then you're going to get, if it's available, a DIY solution as well. And so in this case, you would be able to make a belt knife sheath for your kitchen knife. That way you are creating a full system for carrying on your belt. Okay, back to the fun part. So here's what I was just showing you. We're going to go through here and I'm just going to mark the items that I've got. I think most of the items in this particular go bag are going to be just these mandatory items. So there should be about 50 items in here. We're going to go item by item. First, I'm going to lay out the modular compartments inside of here. Everything in here has its own sort of compartment to categorize things. So I'm going to put all those out on the table, and we're going to go down the list and open the compartments to identify where the item is from the list in the kit. Now, a quick note. I mentioned a belt knife. So there is the concept of EDC, or everyday carry, right? So a belt knife is something you may have as part of your everyday carry kit list. And so I carry this belt knife on my hip sometimes while I sleep. I mean, it's just always with me. It's always right there with my belt at least. And so for me, I don't need to purchase a belt knife for the kit. Redundancies are good for, you know, survival purposes. So having 2 belt knives is better than having 1. But you do not need to have that. This is sufficient. As long as you have this with you in the moment, in any moment where you might need this bag for an emergency, then you don't need to worry about buying it for the bag. I'm going to leave the bedroll on here for now, and probably cover that last, or just when it comes up in context of the list. But real quick, I'm just going to kind of pull some things out and lay them out here. It's a bit of a tight fit. Is that it? Don't pull holes in my fancy trash bag, kitten. Okay, that should be it for the internal pouch. Let's get to the side pouches here. Pull out the few things that remain in here. Is that it? That is it. That is it for the inside pouch and the two side pouches, and those are the only compartments in the bag. So we'll get to this later. We're going to go down the list. I'm going to show you what's what. First of all, this is my belt knife, and it is really awesome. Brisa makes this knife. See if I can find the info on here. Yeah, there it is. Brisa makes this knife. It is the Capart style. It's a full tang knife, and has a sheath, goes on my belt, and those are the requirements for the belt knife. Full tang, must have a sheath. Okay, so go ahead and check that off. All right, next thing we're going to do is open this internal compartment that I made from a dry bag. I'm just going to take out the items that are inside of here, including a couple more modular containers. So let me get those out and I'll cut you back in. Okay, so I emptied the 10-liter dry bag, and these are the contents that were in it. On this too. Okay, let's get started. The next item on the list is, well, see, I've broken it up here. The first category is cutting tools, and you're going to want the belt knife and then plus 1 to 3 of the following. And so you have this small list of other cutting tools. Let's see what we got in here. I feel like I had some kind of saw in here. It's been a little while since I've looked into this kit. Let's find out. Well, I can tell you right off the bat, I have a folding knife. So here's kind of another thing about this kit. Everything is in containers, and I kind of put things in categories, whether the category be, you know, quick access, which is what this bag is. This bag is, I believe, yeah, like first aid and hygiene. This is some like food, snacks, and this is like kind of like a repair kit, general, sort of the junk drawer of the kit. So and this is the fire kit. So we'll open all of these and go through everything. Every item in here, you're gonna put eyes on it, and you're gonna be able to you know, make a connection with what you might have to substitute it with around your house or your storage unit, or go refer to the list and go online, and then you'll have some idea like what you're looking for. So yeah, that cutting tool. We're looking for a folding knife that should be in here, making kind of a mess. I have the old timer, and I can't remember what they call the model, but this is a I don't know if I can really open a pocket knife with one hand. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, so this is the old timer. It does have a small saw with that locks in place, and then it's got this sort of small blade that does not lock into place. So, but the saw does, and it's got really aggressive teeth, so you're able to just chew everything apart. Now, I'm not going to spend too much more time talking about the quality of these products. I just hope you'll take me on my word that I've done a lot of research as far as what the best deals are, at least on Amazon. And that doesn't mean you can't go off Amazon and go wherever you want to go, because at Amazon, though, that's where you're going to get your product descriptions. You're going to get the details that matter, what sort of steel is being used and everything else, so that you'll be able to do your own shopping if you have the time for doing something like that. All right, so I've marked off the I put in here you need one to three more cutting tools in your cutting tool kit. We might find more going through here, and I can come back and check it off if we do. I'm pretty sure that that's it. We have the pocket knife and a small folding saw, and then we have my belt knife as in my EDC kit. Next page is next category. Category 2 is cover. Now there are 15 categories in this list. So yeah, like I said, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on each item. Let's just kind of breeze through here. I'm going to go item by item. We're going to find it. We're just going to check it off and keep going. Next mandatory item, tarp. Let's look at the next few and pull them out. So this is your cover system. You need something to sleep on, something to sleep in, and something to sleep under. We got tarp, wool blanket, and poncho, and emergency blanket. Foam sleep pad, 55-gallon contractor bags, 2 of those, and then we move on to the next category. So here's the 2 55-gallon contractor bags. All right, here's something to sleep on, which is my foam mat. Over here I have the emergency blanket that got mentioned. Well, I got it folded up so good you can't even see it, but there's that reflective coating on the inside. It's shiny and reflective, and it reflects heat back at you, or it reflects heat away from you. So you got to have this for dealing with extreme temperatures. And this doubles as a tarp, so I'm going to go ahead and consider that part of the tarp category. The poncho that was mentioned also has doubles as a tarp. This is actually a much more effective tarp. It can be a shelter. So this is the poncho. It's all rolled up right now. Not going to unroll it. This is just a sort of a offshoot of like a military style poncho. It's all in the list there. Now let's get into the sleep system real quick. All right, now I put on here that a wool blanket is mandatory, but then under the substitute, you've got a sleeping bag listed. And so what this is a sleeping bag in here, but this layer here is actually a bivvy, a waterproof bivvy designed for, again, military issue type use. This is military issue, and not super heavy, but it's got Gore-Tex, and it's waterproof. So that way, if you lose your your tarp, or you lose your poncho or something, and you need to protect your gear or yourself from water, then you got that. Inside here you got your green patrol bag. Again, military issue. This all came from the surplus store. And so green patrol bag is the sleeping bag, which is the alternative to the wool blanket. And then we've got several options for tarps and whatnot. So I'd say all of these get a check. All right, I checked it all off, and I rearranged the sleep system is all over here now and out of the way so we can start unloading items. The next category is combustion, so I'm going to open up the fire kit, and this will deal with, once I get this open, we'll have to go through the whole list before we get to every item in here, because we're going by the list, not by the containers. There's some loose tinder in here, so I don't want to make a mess, so I'm going to pull this stuff out. Alright, here's what I found in terms of tinder inside of here, or I'm sorry, combustion. We still have tinder sources left in there to explore later on. Found some matches, some windproof matches, waterproof and windproof, and they're in a waterproof container. Got a waterproof container for my lighter. This is a full brand new lighter. And I got a ferro rod with the striker. So got those three things, and I did make a little note here that I'm short one lighter. I wanted to have two. I only found one here. I know there's one elsewhere in the kit, or I hope so. Hopefully I'll be able to scratch that out and mark that off by the end of this video. All right, next up for the 5 C's is category 4 containers. I got a backpack, got a hydration bladder. It's a 2.5 liter. Got 2 water bottles. So here's one water bottle. Here's another water bottle. There's my steel cup. Got a dry bag, cloth containers, assorted cloth containers for things like the fire kit and whatnot. Yeah, I do have assorted cloth containers. All my kit is containerized. Altoid tin cleaned out. I do have one of those, and well, it's not cleaned out though, so I'm not gonna mark that. Ziploc baggies. We'll see what we find later on. Looks like the next category is cordage. This is the final category for the 5 C's. Under paracord, I just have paracord listed and wire. This is paracord. It's a quick deploy ridgeline, it looks like. And then this is a bag with individual strands of paracord designed for use with the tarp. It's got the stakes there. So yeah, I'll put this paracord where it belongs over here. The wire is in the bottom of this bag, so let me get that out. So I'm going to get that out, and then I'm just going to check off both of these. Okay, we got the wire out, and we're moving on from the 5 C's into all of the additional categories of kit, starting with the fire kit. Now I didn't write much about 5 C's in here. Real quick, 5 C's is basically just a system for remembering the 5 categories, not items, but 5 categories of items that need to be in any survival kit, because they are tried and true through the ages as far as the essentials to keep you alive. In other words, with these essentials, you should be able to fashion things from nature or your surroundings to mimic most of what the rest of this kit does for yourself, such as building a shelter from your belt knife, right? Each of those 5 categories must be present in the kit, and you build out from there. So in the fire kit we have this wax container. It's a wax cotton container, waterproof. All right, let's get in there. I know that we got Vaseline in there. I don't have any small candles in there, or crayons, or cotton balls, but I do have tinder. Tinder's not even on here. Interesting. So I do have some tinder, and I do think I do have cotton balls. I have twine in here, I think, and I know I have duct tape in here. So that's going to be more than enough. Let me just pull it out and show you what I got. All right, this is everything else that was inside of this fire kit. I think there are some more items throughout here we might come across later. The tin foil I know is probably on the list. This is just to increase heat, like if you need to build a fire on top of it because the ground is wet or something like that, but I think it's on the list. Then I got my Vaseline soaked cotton balls. Didn't see any actual Vaseline in here. Now this is another container, a wet bag, 1 liter wet bag that has just a lot of super dry, fine material in it to make a bird's nest and get a fire started really quickly, efficiently, and be able to start a fire from a spark using the ferro rod and therefore conserving energy from the lighter. Yeah, it's hard for me not to rant, folks. I want to do my best from here on out. Oh, look, we found a lighter. So there's the second lighter. Go ahead and throw that down here, and I'll be able to mark that off before I get finish. Next section, clothing. I did not put a full change of clothes in here because this is a shared go bag for the household where I frequently stay. And I did get some leather gloves in here. I got a bandana right here. This is just a 3 foot by 3 foot cotton bandana. I have a keffiyeh. I need to put extra socks in here because no matter who has this, there should be a pair of wool socks in here just to be safe. Let me get that keffiyeh out. All right, got our what is it, 3 yards by 3 yards, or is it 3 foot by 3 foot too? I think it's 3 yards by 3 yards. Our keffiyeh, the heart of the movement. And yeah, this is really just a beautiful, this almost serves as my piece of morale. It's just kind of a beautiful reminder of the love that we have for our communities and the fact that we might be forced to protect ourselves someday. I don't refer to this as a shamag out of respect for the Middle East and the the U.S. intervention over there and all the damage that we've done. Military would call this a shamag. There's other names for it too. It's very useful. All right, underwater we definitely have either or. We got the filtration. It's not a straw, but I have a filtration bottle. I got rehydration salts in my snack pack right here. I'll pull those out, and I have the Silcock key in here. So quick access, got that in there. Let's pull the salts out. All right, here's the rehydration salts. Just pour those in your water. Especially if you live in the desert, you need something like that. Silcock key. Category 9, food. All right, I know I have rations in here. Those right here. 3 days rations, 2,400 calories. Yep, we had that tin foil. Okay. Eating utensil, got a spoon right here. Cutting mat, nope, don't have one of those. All right, next category, medical. Personal medicines, I carry those in my EDC, so whoever uses this bag is gonna need to grab their own personal medicines. I'll put a note there. First aid kit and personal hygiene products. Let's see, tweezers, extra moleskin, and we'll have to go, this is a longer list here. So, personal hygiene products, I'm going to go ahead and put that as a fill-in later. First aid kit, I know we have. Extra moleskin, I hope we have. Let's see what we got. Okay. Got some bandages. There's a moleskin. That's just one though. I wouldn't call that extra. Okay, another bandage, N95 mask. N95 mask in the package, hydrogen peroxide spray, some cleaners and ointments, plastic gloves, allergy pills. That's all that was in here in the first aid kit. So we have some moleskin, but it'd be nice to have an extra one. Do have a first aid kit, pretty basic. Didn't see any tweezers. I'm not going to put a note though because it's not mandatory. Hand sanitizer, nope. Alright, we're going to have to fill that. Soap. I didn't see any soap. Disposable gloves, yep. COVID mask, yep. Mirror, small portable mirror. There's that. I guess I'll start keeping that in the first aid kit, but it is a signaling mirror, so I think it'll stay in the quick grab kit. Okay, comb and hair ties. I did see a comb. Here's a comb. Baby powder, odor and moisture control, nope. Wet wipes, nope. Mandatory, so I'm marking it. Toilet paper or a substitute. I think I got a substitute in there. We'll see what I got in there. If nothing else, you can use your cotton bandana and then just clean it up and boil it afterwards. All right, let's move into electronics. For the electronics category, I don't have a power bank, but I do have a solar panel. So I have the and/or there, got the solar panel, got charging cords. Those are actually here stored in this. Got the charging cords. Okay, got a headlamp. So that. Don't have extra batteries for the headlamp. That should be mandatory. Portable radio, I got one of those in here. Little wind-up radio with a flashlight on it. RFID blocking pouch. I don't think I do have that. It's not mandatory. Category 12, self-defense. See, walking cane, whistle, pepper spray, jabber, personal alarm, high decibel. The whistle is the only mandatory item. Let me see what I got. Alright, I actually didn't have a whistle in here, so I'm going to have to get one of those. And I didn't have any of these other items either. So there's nothing for self-defense in here right now, unless you want to count whatever you have, like a knife and whatnot. Tools and fasteners. Tent stakes, 4. I got 2. So I'm going to put -2. Carabiners. I don't have any carabiners. Wow, okay. Knife sharpener I have. Mini pliers. I have that too. So here's the mini pliers, and I'll show you the knife sharpener. Here's the mini pliers. It's like a little fold-up multi-tool. And knife sharpener is this will go on your belt. Little knife sharpener and slash chisel, and you could probably use it as a pry bar in a pinch. Okay, so I got that. Get the mini pliers. Navigation. We need a pen or a pencil. If I have a pencil, I need a pencil sharpener. Well, that's going to be my knife. So here's the navigation kit. I see a pencil. No knife or no pencil sharpener. Okay, I got a Sharpie. That's in here. All right, you can see right there the Life Gear notepad. So I put a little blank notepad in there. I have relevant maps for the area. Physical list of map coordinates I do not have, so that's something to work on. And this right here is a compass. I'll pull it out real quick. Wristwatch I keep on my EDC, so that's not in here. I don't have any binoculars in here, any kind of optics in here. And I don't have any pace speeds in here. It's not required. So let me pull out the compass, and then we'll move on to the next category, which is the final category, which is other. All right. Just a basic compass. I'm sure the SOL, Survive Outdoors Longer, is what that stands for. I'm sure this was probably like 15 bucks or less. Moving on. All right, so the other category, I actually am marking all of these as on the to-do list, because these are all very personal. Well, except for cash, I'm just broke. But copies of your IDs, list of emergency phone numbers, all this stuff is personal stuff that's going to need to get put in here by whoever's using the bag. And this is a shared bag. So here we are at the last page. And it just says mandatory is an inventory list, which is essentially what we have here. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that off. But that doesn't mean everything's complete just because it's the last item. I got to go back through here, and I got to keep going back over it until I have everything present. I would feel confident going out with just this stuff. I mean, it's not like a perfection type of thing, you know. I mean, anything is better than nothing. It's just that you want to have your basics covered, and that's what the 5 C's kind of do for you. Once you have your basics covered, then you're able to have some confidence in case of an emergency and be able to move with confidence and have options available to you because you're taken care of. So it frees you up, gets rid of stress. Yeah. Now there are some more items in here. I'm going to go ahead and just pull them out and set them on top of the list, and we'll see what all else is in here that might be on the list, and I can go back and check it off. All right, so what else did I have in here? Let's go clockwise. I found some soap, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that off. This is just cast-style soap. I found a 1/2-inch roll of duct tape, so I can go in, and I know I already marked that off, found it though. Here's some hygiene items. These are toilet paper tabs that open up with water. This is a bidet that you can attach to this water bottle, the Smart Waters. I know it'll fit many different types, but it definitely fits most types, and so you can have a bidet. And it glows in the dark, so I don't know. I just think it's cool. Got this little, what's it called? Survivor stove alcohol gel for cooking with my steel cup. I found some Coughlin's iodine pills after all, so I can go ahead and mark those off. That's a good redundancy for in case this filter doesn't work as good as I hope it does or whatnot. Got some no-dose here. This is not medication. This is just caffeine. A little bit of actual coffee, not too fresh looking. And some peanut butter. And that, my friends, that is it. So that should be every single item in here. Oh, nope. Back here I got the trowel, the digging shovel for making your cat holes for going in nature. But other than that, that is really about all there is in the kit. Do believe that that is everything. Now there are 55 items in this particular go bag. Most of them were purchased, and as such, they kind of go together well and perhaps fit in a smaller bag than you might need for a homemade go bag from some of the substitutes and such that are on the list. This is my mom's go bag that I made for her from pretty much just household items. It's more like a 45-liter bag, and the items are all similar purposes, but just household varieties. Yeah, good luck out there. Keep prepping.